Some say the reason for a lack of action over crypto regulation is because many lawmakers don't understand what it is and how it works. Maybe some evidence here.
And I don't get the point. I really don't get the point of blockchain and cryptocurrency. It's like keeping track of how many times you chew gum. Like, who cares?
I wonder if you would support changing the name of cryptocurrency to creepy dough currency.
My fear is that we'll view Sam Bankman-Fried as just one big snake in a crypto Garden of Eden. The fact is, crypto is a garden of snakes.
But I have 10 Dogecoin, which a year ago is a doggy coin or Dogecoin? Dogecoin. All right, Doge. I have 10 Dogecoins.
Ouch. Well, those were some of our top comments made by members of the United States Senate Committee on Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs from the crypto hearing this week. So, I mean, obviously, thought this was interesting, but when we think about this, when we think about the lawmakers trying to wrap their heads around this, and we think about our biggest takeaways, when we think about what's going to happen with regulation at this point, Akiko, what are your biggest takeaways from all of this?
Yeah, well, I can tell you those lawmakers' comments don't instill a lot of confidence for those who say they don't have a full grasp about what's actually happening here. You know, my takeaway is that, sure, we talked so much about regulation in the U.S., but the question is, this is a global marketplace, and what happens when it's so fragmented? Two examples here, Rachelle. Look at what's been happening in China. They have banned crypto transactions, banned mining, and then you look at somebody like El Salvador, which has adopted it as its legal currency. And now the U.S. trying to figure out where to play in this global regulatory environment. That's going to be an interesting one to watch here, because as we learned with FTX, it doesn't matter where regulation is in the U.S., they were operating offshore, and a lot of American users got caught up there.
And especially when you think of retail investors, I know a lot of the focus is on some of the bigger investors and some of these institutional investors, but for your everyday retail investor, they really got burned. The predominant number of people who actually got into things like Bitcoin when it was already at 40,000, that tended to be actually lower income people. So when you think of who this is really affecting, this is tough. And we're supposed to be bracing for, the crypto winter to continue until at least the first half of next year. And something else to be watching for, the 50-week simple moving average is falling fast, and it looks set to cross the 200-week SMA. That's for the first time on record, signaling that there are going to be even more heavy losses ahead. So retail investors who might be tempted to perhaps buy the dip, jump in there. As we've heard from a lot of the guests today, do your homework. You're going to have to do your due diligence in this sort of environment.